Fans of The Last Kingdom rejoice. The show has been confirmed for a 5th season, so there's something great to look forward to at the end of this year or at the beginning of 2022. We'll be seeing more of Uhtred as he tries to take back his throne in Bebbanburg. Who knows? He might also achieve greater things in the process. Are you just as excited as we are? We have so many things to discuss about the show, but in this video, we're going to be talking about the strict rules which the Last Kingdom cast and even the crew must follow. We're curious, and we know you are too, so let's get right into it. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post.
Where does it come from? This courage.
It's been confirmed that The Last Kingdom has been renewed for a 5th season. It's a great time to celebrate for Arslings indeed. Based on the Saxon Stories novels written by Bernard Cornwell, the show follows the adventures of Uhtred of Bebbanburg, played by Alexander Draymond. The warrior, born in Saxon, was raised as a Dane during the 9th and 10th centuries in England. He becomes an unlikely ally of King Alfred of Wessex, played by David Dawson, and his family. The king seeks to unite all the kingdoms in England under one ruler as Vikings continue to ravage the country. In the 5th season, viewers will see Uhtred realize his destiny, and that it's more than just Bebbanburg. He's charged with training the firstborn of the king as a warrior, but his ambition will have an even higher purpose. However, in order to achieve his destiny, he has to face his greatest enemy, and in the process, also suffer his greatest loss.
I've always intended to ask about the amber on the hilt of your sword. It's a decoration or something more.
It was given to me at my birth by my father.
One of the rules the cast and crew have to follow is to be ready to drop everything to report to the set. If you're someone who hates being told to do something at the last minute, then you're probably not a good fit for The Last Kingdom or for show business in general. Schedule changes are to be expected, especially nowadays with the global health situation rearing its ugly head. As much as everyone likes to follow a fixed schedule, things just happen or fail to happen at times, and this requires making adjustments to deliver to audiences the show they're expecting. You have to be prepared to drop everything to get to work and finish shooting the television series. Let's just say that being an actor, it's not for everyone.
Stand clear! Let them see me! Let them all see me! Rick, I swear I'll kill them if we done what follows. No one is to move! No one! Stand! Kill him! Kill him!
You shouldn't complain about the long hours or delays either. Delays are unavoidable when it comes to filming. Things can happen and you have to be fluid so you can adapt to the changes immediately. Cast and crew must be willing to deal with long hours and delays. Acting is not a walk in the park. True, you get rewarded when you see your work completed and are acknowledged by award bodies, peers, and adored by fans. However, hard work is a must. Behind the scenes are endless hours of work and retakes. There's no use complaining, as it'll only make things worse and ruin the day for everyone. Remain professional and wait it out if need be. The finished product will be worth it.
And action!
Before we continue with the rules, did you know that The Last Kingdom occasionally strays away from the books? The show takes creative liberties, and Uhtred is the only character who's loosely based on a real person. However, there's some contention with regards to his age because he hardly aged between Eddington and Tettenhall, which supposedly took place 32 years apart. This show is enough to give you a Wikipedia level of knowledge when it comes to Anglo-Saxon England. Back to the rules. Phones must always be kept on silent and not vibrate. If you want to be the most unpopular person on your movie or TV set, you only have to do a single thing, and that's to put your phone on vibrate. If you're feeling a little more adventurous and would like to risk life and limb, you can leave your phone with its regular sound on. Any noise aside from what is absolutely necessary when shooting a movie or TV show is not welcome and will ruin the shooting process. No one wants to be the person who ruined the entire scene and who set the director at his wit's end. You might say that putting the phone on vibrate is not that bad, but vibration can still be picked up by the sound equipment on set. Tempers must always be kept in check. Making a movie or a TV show can sometimes be frustrating, not only for crew members but also for the cast. However, regardless of how challenging the circumstances become, everyone must always remain calm. Losing your cool, shouting, or having an attitude on set will not be tolerated. The only person who's exempted from this rule is the director himself because he can pretty much do everything he pleases. You wouldn't want to see the real-life Uhtred and Canute killing each other on set, right? Arguments and physically hurting yourself and other people on set can be avoided when tempers are kept in check. Everyone must remain a professional and not ask stars for autographs. Sometimes you get so starstruck by an actor or actress that you can't help but fangirl or fanboy. Of course, one of the things you'd want to do is ask for that actor's or actress's autograph. However, that's a big no-no when you work on The Last Kingdom. You must act like a professional at all times, regardless if you're part of the cast or the crew. You shouldn't pester any talent for autographs, and you shouldn't point or stare either. You can still admire the stars from a distance, though. Let's take a little break from the rules and find out when the 5th season will be released. Every aspect of the show's production is lengthy. This means that fans won't likely see the 5th season until the end of 2021 and even well into the first quarter of 2022. A joint production of BBC and Netflix, the streaming service completely took over during the 3rd season. Netflix added 2 episodes and added an extra month or 2 between season releases. There was a period of 18 months between the release of the 2nd and 3rd seasons. Between the 3rd and 4th season, there was a gap of 17 months. If we go by the earliest possible date, which is 17 months from the release of the 4th season, the 5th season will arrive in October 2021. And if we consider 18 months, the release date will be in November 2021. However, we don't know what the impact of the global health situation will be on the show's production. What can viewers expect from the 5th season? Uhtred will be torn between love and loyalty. He'll be interacting with his children far more compared to previous seasons. Both his children have inherited traits from him such as his stubbornness and his desire to carve his own path. So will he be attempting to retake Bebbanburg? His cousin Witgar is now the lord of his realm. Regardless of his feelings of the failed assault, he's looking to exact revenge on his cousin or father Beoka's death. Witgar may also be going after Uhtred's family, as he made it clear that he won't allow anyone to lay claim on the throne. Another rule that needs to be followed is that everyone on the show must save their comments until after the take. Filming a television show is a creative process. Sometimes actors have ideas that can improve the scene, and the director and producers must be able to take these things into account. It's not unusual for the cast to contribute a few ideas. It's important to know when to speak up, especially if there are any issues. However, it's also just as vital to make sure that comments and suggestions are saved until after the take. Comments must also be on point and based on facts. Only the director can say cut. No one else on set is allowed to say cut except the director. No one should interrupt when filming is taking place. This is a rule that applies to all movies and television shows, and sometimes there might be an exception to this rule, but the exception only applies to A-listers. If you're not an A-lister, you better follow. Actors are not allowed to look directly at the camera. This might be a little obvious, but it's a rule that's especially easy to break. Actors might be asked to look in the direction of the camera, but never directly into the lens, because doing so would only ruin the shot. So regardless of the temptation, the cast of The Last Kingdom must never look directly at the camera, unless of course asked by the director to do so. Everyone must follow the director's instructions to the letter. If you can't follow instructions, then you have no place in The Last Kingdom. Time is precious, especially during the height of the global health situation, so it shouldn't be wasted by deliberately not following what the director is saying. Retakes must be avoided at all costs too, because it will just waste everyone's time, both the crew and the cast. All crew members as well as the cast of the show must be prepared to follow instructions. If you want to be successful in show business, you need to remember this rule. Defying it means you're difficult to work with, and we all know what happens to people who are difficult to work with. They'll find themselves jobless pretty soon. Which rule do you think would be the hardest to follow, and why? Let us know in the comments section down below. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time on the channel.